His work ethic, maybe. He's gone to Miami. His body is unbelievable right now, and right on cue. Lamar Odom, he's some kind of player coach. Tim Floyd told us this morning that Daryl's more beat up than Baron Davis.
Look at Davis. Davis looks so good tonight, and he's not forcing anything. He's 4 of 6. He has 10 points in the ball game.
Well, Van Gundy's trying to force the tempo of the game a little bit by getting some steals and not enabling them to run. But every time they gamble, the Hornets make them pay for it.
Davis 2 of 2 behind the line. Odom with that running left-hander. He is so athletic. You talked about his conditioning. Maybe the most gifted player on this Heat team. Waited so long to make his debut in the playoff after 4 years with the Clippers. And Davis backdoor, and West found him.
David West is a tremendous basketball player. He just makes basketball plays. Great cut by Baron Davis. On the other end, David West opened up a little too much, gave Lamar Odom a clear path to the basket. You can force him right, but you've got to cut him off at some point.
I would think that Wade has got to start to impact this game. He's taken 2 shots. He has 4 points. He falls away and doesn't get it. Follow inside, not there by Haslam. And Armstrong into the offensive end.
They're smart of the Hornets. You don't want to get in a running match with these guys.
They turn it over. Off it comes now to Wade. That's 6 turnovers. Make it 7 turnovers against New Orleans. Odom, no harm, no foul. Trying to draw the charge as West. Odom continued in, and now Odom has 8 points.
That was a block, if anything.
Davis into the corner. They'll trap him there. Out to Stacey Augmon. Augmon has really come in and played well in this ballgame. 7 points in 6 minutes of play. 10 on the shot clock. West, the follow away. Good defense by Odom. Rasul Butler comes down with a rebound. So some of these substitutions now by Stan Van Gundy starting to pay off for this team.
Well, and I'll tell you what else is paying off. They're getting some misses by the Hornets, and as a result of it, they can get out and get early offense.
There's Wade again, and that should help his confidence.
Well, I was just getting ready to say, Coach, you know, I know Stan's got to be a little upset right now with the way his team's come out. But you look at the scoreboard, it's 35 to 32. I would think, with as well as New Orleans is playing, that they would be down a lot more than they are.
That's a very good point, and Odom is getting cranked up. He's the guy that's leading the charge.
Lamar Odom, West just denied it a little bit too much to his right, and that was a block, if anything, probably a good no call, but Lamar Odom's getting it going.
And Lamar Odom is such a hard guard because of his ability to handle the ball. Usually with his length, he has a guy that doesn't have lateral movement on it, and he handles the ball almost like a guard.
P.J. Brown has come back in. George Lynch has come back in. Brown, of course, got into foul trouble early. Played only 6 minutes in that first quarter. 35-32 Hornets. Here is Stacey Augmon dumping inside of him.
Even though the style is a dribble more than a pass, they are very unselfish, and I think Van Gundy needs a lot of credit for that. You know, you're looking at this, he goes in, and then going in, his foot is stepped on right there by Grant, it looks like, when he came down.
Isn't that the way it goes, though, Coach, when you're trying to nurse some injuries? Somebody steps on you or does something that just precipitates more problems. As Davis misses the free throws, and it's 41-34. I said he was a good free throw shooter. I may retract that a little bit. He shot 67% in the regular season last year, 71. Inside, Haslam, and they really got the ball inside against the Hornets that time. Beautiful evening here in New Orleans, the site of Game 4 between the Hornets and the Miami Heat. And the Hornets, who have been averaging only 73 points a game in the series with 50 at the break, shooting 61% thus far. As we take a look at our Jeep game summary with John Thompson, Rex Chapman, and Craig Sager, I'm Gary Bender. And they'll only be up, I guess, by 6 right now. It just doesn't figure, does it?
Well, the Hornets only have 2 offensive rebounds, but you're not going to get many offensive rebounds when you only miss 12 shots.
Well, you've got to be frustrated, too, if you're shooting to that percentage and you find out the game is close. I mean, you look at this, I mean, they're going in battle, and this is a perfect example of Grant being in the bars.
Well, I think Miami's in a good spot. Their defense is so solid most of the time that they're going to withstand this shooting by New Orleans. Their system is so solid, they'll be okay.
You know, I was really happy to see Alonzo Mourning. I mean, he just looks great, sounded great, just encourages everyone, I'm sure, that's gone through the disease he's had. And, John, it must have warmed your heart.
Well, it has, and he always has warmed my heart, but just what he's gone through is just amazing to me, how he's kept his spirits up. And what's even more significant, Gary, is that he's been concerned about other people while he's going through so much himself with all of the things he's doing.
All right, let's go over to Craig. Craig Sager, take it away.
Well, Miami did not play well, and yes, they are still in striking distance, but Stan Van Gundy is not at all happy with the way his team played. He said we got outplayed in every facet of the game, all of our schemes, all of our transition, everything. They did not do what they talked about beforehand. He thought that the Hornets played a much better half. The biggest adjustment is going to be on Baron Davis. Obviously, they wanted to trap him, but he says it's not been aggressive enough. They will trap him every time he gets the ball, whether it's out front or on the corner. He said, I know that is going to leave us vulnerable. But if George Lynch, David West, and Stacey Augmon can hit outside shots and beat us, I can live with that. I cannot live watching Baron Davis just take over and be the catalyst as he was in the first half.
Well, in all fairness, Craig, Baron Davis has taken over a lot of ball games in his career and will continue to do so. There was a moment there, an anxious moment, when it looked like he tweaked either his ankle or his foot, but he's moved really pretty well and got to be very encouraging. What I see, guys, is that New Orleans has really adapted to the Heat defense. They haven't been in a frenzy about it at all.
Well, and that's exactly right. They're taking their time and looking for shots, but the real test of Baron Davis will be time.
And there is Wade going down the middle, and maybe he'll be the guy to get this Miami team going. He has 6 points in the game, 15-46. Davis in that first half, 15 points, 6 assists.
You come out after halftime and you find yourself a little colder, and as the game goes on, you get tired, so it's been tested.
Eddie Jones picks the pocket of Wesley, goes up. Wesley tries to draw the foul. He did get the ball turned over, and he's getting up slowly. As we've said, he's had some problems with his feet. And it comes now to McGlure. McGlure finishes, and that was a very strange sequence right there.
Well, it was a great hustle back by David Wesley after throwing the ball away. He could have just given up, but went back there and got his body in the way of Eddie Jones.
All those kind of hustle plays, huge as you are trying to somehow find a way to go back to Miami on Friday, even at 2. Here's Wade, they double team him. Odom tries to kick it. That will be backcourt. No, it was touched by New Orleans. And they launch as the shot clock winding down, so Butler really had no crack at anything. Let's look at the Eddie Jones hustle.
Eddie Jones with those long arms gets the ball on David Wesley's lazy pass. David gets back and flops a little bit, gets in the way, and forces the turnover.
Well, there's more than one way to get the ball back, I guess, and there was a good example of it. Here is Davis now. Davis, a guy who this year, the first month and a half, was just sensational, playing as well as anybody in the NBA, started to get hurt, ended up being third-team All-NBA, went to his second All-Star game, the shot missing, and Butler brings it down.
Well, that's not the kind of shot you work from the floor. When you get it inside, you want to take advantage of your height and your size. You want him going to the basket with the ball.
And so Butler pushed it up the floor, and George Lynch, who hit all 4 of his shots in the first half, committed the foul.
And this is the pace that Miami wants to play. They want to get up and down the court. They want to get easy baskets, get offense off of their defense.
Caron Butler, who was the 10th pick in the draft last year, a guy who really, in making that all-rookie first team, surprised a lot. A lot of people felt, Rex, he would not drop to 10th. Well, and they fell right into the lap of Pat Riley.
That's a good point, but it surprised everyone except Caron Butler when he said on draft day he was going to make all 9 teams that passed on him pay for it, and he did a good job of that last year.
It sure didn't surprise me. I tried to recruit him, and I knew how good he was.
He's got some toughness. He did not get the second free throw. Biggest lead of this game has been 7 by New Orleans. The Heat at one time led by 3. Approaching 10 minutes to go here in this third quarter. Here's Wade trying to poke it out at Davis. They jump out now. Grant coming way out on Wesley. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Baseline. They again kept their poise. Did not get rattled and got the basket by McGlure.
And that's the kind of basket you want from McGlure. When you go to him, he's got to attack these guys, not shoot fadeaway jump shots.
54-47, New Orleans. Grant, he's going to try it too. Not a good-looking shot.
New Orleans will live with that shot.
That's an understatement.
McGlure now, who went to his first All-Star game. Native of Canada, Toronto, as P.J. Brown goes down. You can see Miami now really extending their defense.
Well, this is a great play by David Wesley and an even better finish by Jamal McGlure. But that is great defense by Miami.
Eddie Jones just picked up the last foul. Lynch will bring it into P.J. Brown. Brown's played only 14 minutes because of the foul trouble. Has not scored in the game. Lynch backing down on Butler. 4 on the shot clock, and there's a Davis shot. I do not believe what I just saw. He's hit 2 shots where people have hit him in midair, and he's strong enough to deliver.
Bernie Fryer almost called a foul. I don't know why Baron Davis didn't, once he beat Dwayne Wade, why he didn't go to the basket, though.
Wow. Biggest lead of the game now. And there's a foul on Wade as he elbowed Davis down. Wade very frustrated right now.
Baron Davis has gotten under his skin a little bit.
Wade has picked up the foul. Right now, Baron Davis is dictating to the rookie. He has taken him to school. Davis upset about that last development. They shove him back into the huddle. 9 minutes to go, and Baron Davis has everyone on their feet. That 3 a moment ago is a highlight reel if I've ever seen one.
What in both of these and looking for it, you see he's hunting for, this is the play when the foul was involved. Wade hooks a little bit, and Louis Grillo was right there. Most of the time, when you accentuate that arm around a guy, the official is going to call that.
And we need to keep our eye on Grant and McGlure. They're jawing back and forth right now. And Wade gets all ball there, throws it up, and you know you got something special going when you start making those.
Well, that's a great sign of strength, too. Very similar to what he did just before the half when he was searching for the foul.
And that just further, I think, antagonized Dwayne Wade because he came back then and committed the foul. And we talked about the psyche of Wade, and I think
Offensively, coach.
And particularly in the half-court set, there's no place for him to go with a dribble inside because the weak side help is always there of the Hornets.
Here's P.J. Brown now with 9 on the shot clock. In low to McGlure. He got it deep. Pretty tough to stop him. Couldn't get the left-hand hook. Butler hits back the other way.
This is Miami's game right here. Transition when it's an opening when they can get through.
Wade looks at a 3, moves in closer, and with a running one-hander, he could get the old-fashioned three-point play as he'll go to the free throw line.
That's a very nice move by the rookie. He could have shot 2 jump shots and elected to go ahead and take it inside. Go ahead and take it inside. You see the ball fake here. Gets Baron Davis up in the air. Could have shot another jump shot. Continues on. Takes the contact. He's such a strong player. He's able to finish.
Now they're going to take Lynch out. He just committed his 4th foul, but not a bad substitution coming in. As coming in will be the guy who played so well in the first half, Stacey Augmon, 9 points in 13 minutes. Wade at the line. Wade is 2 of 2 thus far. And he gets a 3-point play, and that should help his confidence a little bit.
Well, you got to realize, too, he's a rookie. He can't afford to let people push him off the court here. If he gets a reputation for being soft, he's going to be in trouble in this league.
Davis from outside, left it short. Odom comes up with it. Odom's so creative. He's like a point forward. He can handle it well. And a running one-hander. You see the athleticism of Odom, who came over as a free agent. The Clippers matched the contract of Elton Brand. Did not Lamar Odom. And, of course, Stan Van Gundy's very happy about that.
And I'd buy a ticket to watch Lamar Odom play. He's just beautiful to watch. Does so many things at 6'10". Here he is, finishing that long, lean, left-handed body of his. He's a terrific player.
A 5-0 run now by the Heat.
Tonight, horrible execution. You got to get a better shot than this. I love you, Stevie Nash. You've made many big shots in your time, but we got a screen and roll here. Mike Bibby on Dirk Nowitzki. He's open. Michael Finley's open up top.
If Reggie Jackson was Mr. October, Robert Horry is Mr. April. Look at this man. Thumbs up to him because every time there's big playoff situation, he hits shots. How about this? Even blocking shots and has time to hug Eubank also. That's Mr. April.
Hey, Eubank, congratulations again. 5 rings for Horry. Looking up. looking ahead, the Wolves and Nuggets. And I tell you, Denver feeling pretty good about themselves. That's coming up next. Kings and Mavericks then on Game 5 Thursday as we look ahead to the Wild, Wild West.
You gotta love playoff basketball. Shoot, I'd like to suit up and get beat on defense a couple times.
You feel a lot better then, is that right? Wesley bringing it out now to Stacey Augman. Augman's shot is short. Odom had inside position, but P.J. Brown just batted it away from him and then stolen by Jones. Wesley gets it back. Who's got the ball? And finally, Brian Grant and Davis go down, and they're going to jump it.
Now, this is playoff basketball here. Playoff effort by both teams. Sloppy basketball, but these guys are diving all over the floor. You can't tell me they don't want to win.
Well, and Davis with all those injuries, every time he goes to the floor, I'm sure Tim Floyd gets very nervous.
Just look at this effort. Eddie Jones almost gets it. Wesley's in on it. Baron Davis on the floor. Brian Grant on it. This is playoff basketball.
Baron Davis has not been in one altercation for a ball where he has not come up with the ball.
There's Augman, comes down to the tip. You can see this, assisted baskets. That's an incredible figure. 23 field goals, 21 assists. That's as good as it gets, guys. Here's Augman now against Butler, and he got it as the shot clock was expiring.
Augman and Lynch have just been unbelievable from the perimeter tonight. New Orleans is making such timely baskets. Miami's playing great defense, very good defense, but the ability of New Orleans to make these baskets is uncanny.
This is the second game in the series now that Stacey Augman has scored in double figures. He has 11 tonight. Here is Jones going in off balance, and Wesley bodied him out and committed the foul.
That's where they've been struggling, though. The Heat, anytime they've been in a situation where they've had to play half-court offense against the defense of the Hornets, have struggled. They have been more effective when they've been able to get out and run. The floor is spread out, and they can utilize their ability to dribble.
Second foul now on Wesley. Eddie Jones, an 84% free throw shooter. That was 26th in the league this year. Doesn't get the second one, and Augman brings it down.
You know, Coach, I don't know what you think, but I think Miami has made this game too easy for Baron Davis. Somebody's got to knock him down once, take a hard foul on him, but let him know that this is not going to be this easy all night long.
Davis shaking Wade, gets it off now to P.J. Brown. Brown not able to shoot it. Brown having a tough time offensively. 0 for 3. We mentioned at the start of the night he was shooting only 29% for the field. Up to Brian Grant. Grant will try it too, and he buries it. And it's 62-57. And you look up at the scoreboard and you keep saying, how can Miami be this close? But they still are.
Odom might be the best point guard they have on that Miami team.
He's like a point forward, isn't he, John? The way he can distribute the ball, the offense going through him. Brown goes inside. Follow tips his own shot.
And that's what you would expect from this Hornets team. You want to see them overpower a smaller Heat team by getting second shots and putbacks.
P.J. Brown won the first Joe Dumars Sportsmanship Award, the first year for the award. Elton Brand and Shane Battier and Kerry Kittles were the others from the division. And there's Odom. And Odom right now, I think he's decided he's going to try to carry this team offensively.
That's where Lamar Odom is dangerous. When he catches that ball in the paint there, right around the free throw line area, he can make so many basketball plays for you.
He averaged over 17 points in the regular season. He has 14 tonight. And there's McGlure. And McGlure answers at the other end.
And they need to worry because the way this game has played, one would think that the Hornets are blowing this team out.
Yeah.
But if you look at the clock, they're still there.
That's what I keep looking up, and I can't figure it out. It's a 6-point game now.
Boy, look at Lamar Odom's body. That wasn't the body he had with the Clippers. He's vascular, muscular, and best shape of his life.
Well, you were talking about that. The conditioning by Miami, they might be the best conditioned team. It all started with Pat Riley. Stan Van Gundy actually was in charge of those conditioning drills when he was Pat's assistant. So they have a tradition. You come here, you better get in shape in a hurry. Davis, 17 on the shot clock, goes into the paint. Off to P.J. Brown. Brown leaves it short. Brown not able to hit again. He's 1 of 6. And Odom, look at him. Now he's kind of running the team as a point guard. Off to Butler, batted away by Davis. Saved by Wade to the hole.
Dwayne Wade's going to be a very good player in this league, coach, for a long time.
And he has less pressure on him when he doesn't have to be a setup guard. When you can go to him and let him think offense rather than pass, he's far more effective.
John, that's a really good point. 11 points now for Wade, coming on slowly now. He also has 9 assists in this game. When it comes to Ogden, Ogden backing him up. Butler, kind of an off-balance shot, out of control. Miami now can move closer.
And this is what Miami wants. This is the tempo they want.
There's Odom going inside, and Lamar Odom has scored 18 points, and the guy that could be so huge in the series. They got to reestablish him.
Well, they definitely have to reestablish him because that's an advantage, their size advantage. And particularly when Davis is not in the game, you've got to go to the man.
That's game 3, and now into game 4, and Magor, they wanted to keep it from getting in deep. And here he goes, making some things happen.
Well, they need more of this. They've got to continue to go to McGlure, the big cat from Kentucky. He's going to take pressure off of Baron Davis. And like you said before, Coach, now is when we're going to find out if Baron, how much these injuries are bothering him. The injuries can do one thing for you in the first 3 quarters. Come fourth quarter, they start taking their toll.
Davis has played 32 minutes in the ball game. P.J. Brown off to Stacey Ogden. Ogden has been a big factor in the game tonight in double figures. 8 on the shot clock. Davis with Wade on him. With 4, he'll just fire away. Oh, man, this guy is something.
Well, you know, and he's half as
2-point lead for New Orleans. New Orleans cannot afford to go down 3 games to 1 and head back to Miami.
P.J. really forcing him right.
Odom kicks it back out. 2 on the shot clock. And the shot by Caron Butler's not there, and West doing yeoman work inside.
Very good defensive possession by New Orleans.
Davis now will back it out. Davis with 21 points, 7 assists. Armstrong looking to Davis, gets it back to him with 7 on the shot clock. Davis goes in, out to Armstrong, 2 seconds. Armstrong shot, he got a 3. And I'll tell you again, they showed poise and patience on the possession.
And Darryl Armstrong has heart, Coach. He's got a ton of heart.
There's nobody with a bigger heart than Darryl Armstrong. A guy who was not drafted out of Fayetteville State. His 10th year in the league. 35 years old. And he just buried a huge 3.
David West with a humongous offensive rebound at this stage. One of the biggest baskets he's ever had.
And so New Orleans has retaken the lead. Stan Van Gundy, he knows his team has had some good moments, but they need some more. New Orleans on a 9-2 run. Thanks, Rick. Good to see you again. Thanks, Seggs. 80-75. Hard to believe that Miami had a 5-point lead back in the 3rd quarter. Now find themselves down by 5 and almost turned over. 9 seconds on the shot clock. Davis with another 3. And the rebound clear by Lamar Odom. Odom with 8 rebounds to go with his 20 points. Dwayne Wade goes in, and that time he got Davis before he could backpedal, and he committed the foul.
Well, and he's far more effective when he's receiving the ball on the wing as opposed to bringing it down because Davis is just too good defensively. But when Wade's from the corner, he's a lot tougher.
And one thing I see right now, Coach, Dwayne Wade's doing a terrific job of going right at Baron Davis. He realizes he doesn't have the lateral movement that he normally has. He's able to draw some fouls on him.
Wade tries to follow, tipped inside, but Davis so strong, able to come down to the ball. They list Davis at about 215 pounds. At 6'3", and he is a big body for a point guard.
You've got to remember, too, that Wade is just a rookie. I admire his spunk because he's definitely been thrown into the brow patch.
They jump out, try to get the ball out of Davis's hands. You see that pass? How did he see West inside?
That's what sets Baron Davis apart, Coach. I mean, that pass was just ridiculous.
Wow. He has 9 assists and none better than that one. Here's Odom now going against P.J. Brown. 5:46 left in the game. Kicks it out. Wade to Jones. Eddie Jones. Baseline going up that time was Haslam rejected.
And that was Baron Davis on the block.
Davis is doing it all. He is absolutely doing it all.
Baron Davis looks like he's on roller skates out there. He's so quick and so smooth.
Gets it down to P.J. Brown. 9 on the shot clock. Brown backs down. Out to Stacey Ogman. 5 on the shot clock. Davis won the ball because here he goes. A running one-hander. Rebound by Eddie Jones. Davis called for the ball. He was going to try something a little bit different that time. 82-75. New Orleans. Odom. Jump stop. Blocking foul. Basket counts. 3-point play possibility for Lamar Odom.
Lamar Odom. Oh, my goodness. Baron Davis, I mean, he sees this. He's looking. That's a no-look pass. He was looking at the corner at Stacey Ogman. Great pass. Nice finish by the rookie. Baron Davis has taken over.
P.J. Brown commits his 3rd foul. Van Gundy's team in the hunt. Fouls to give as New Orleans has gotten a little bit of foul trouble early, but still, in my way of thinking, guys, we have seen tonight 2 of the outstanding plays in the playoffs, both by Baron Davis, a 3 and a pass inside.
Well, and Davis has had a definite impact on this game. When he hasn't been in the game, the Heat have really dominated the ball game. But Baron, when he comes in the game, both defensively and offensively, has a direct impact.
By the time they get into their offense, it seems like New Orleans is looking up. There's not much time on the shot clock. Davis brings it out to Armstrong, blocked by Jones. It's going to be New Orleans ball. They wanted a foul, but Bernie Fryer watched it all the way.
Oh, these New Orleans fans want a foul, but that ball was out of his hand. It was a good call by Bernie Fryer. The ball was already out of Darrell Armstrong's hand.
And Tim Boyd's going to call a 22nd timeout. 2 seconds on the shot clock when the Hornets get it back. I agree, there was no call there. Well, I tell you, he loved the comparison, and Craig Saber gave him his toy to take home with him, and I just can't say enough about this guy. He has put on quite a show here tonight. 23 points, 9 assists, and he's going to try to add when he had 2 seconds on the shot clock. Didn't get much of a look that time, and so the Heat will have it down by 4.
Again, we need to watch and see what kind of defense New Orleans goes with. They're going to bait these guys into taking jump shots. But as we noticed here, Coach, during the break, Jamal McGlory's been on the bench for the last 5 or 6 minutes. New Orleans is trying to match up speed-wise with this Miami team.
Lamar Odom has 15 points in the second half, goes inside, and that'll be an offensive foul. So Odom forcing the issue too much that time. That's his 4th foul.
And that's P.J. Brown. You think he doesn't know his scouting report, Coach? He's going to push him right, and he's been in this league a long time.
And the thing that they're trying to do, too, is just to take away the drive. Odom may be better off penetrating partially and pitching it out.
So New Orleans with the lead in the basketball, approaching 2 minutes left in this ball game. Armstrong motioning Davis to the baseline. He'll get it to him as he curls out. Back to Armstrong. Stacey Ogman with 5 on the shot clock. With 3, they got to get something going, and he does. Somehow gets out of there and banks it off the glass.
They have made more plays tonight with the clock running down. They're getting all the bounces.
Ogman with 13 points. He has been, I would say, an X factor here tonight. Here is Caron Butler. Davis goes up for the foul. Is going to be a loose ball foul. Look at Stacey Ogman here with a shot clock winding down.
I talked about Stacey's perimeter shooting earlier in the game. He's making me eat my words. Stacey's made some big shots tonight, none bigger than that one.
And last foul was on P.J. Brown.
Well, I don't think he has to make you eat your words on that one. I think a little prayer was in that shot.
Odom with 23. He's 5 at 5-foot line. Big free throws. During the course of the regular season, he shot 74%. You know, he was the only player other than Kevin Garnett to average 17 points, 9 rebounds, and 4 assists. That's a pretty fast company. He gets the second one, and we have a 4-point game.
I tell you, Charlotte had better be real careful because of the talented one-on-one players of this Heat team. They let them get close enough, they could have a serious problem.
New Orleans with the basketball, a minute 36. Here's Armstrong looking in, dives in. Brown overshoots it badly, and it's going to be off of the Hornets. Brown, 2 of 9, and that gives the Heat a chance.
Going to get David Wesley back in the game. And I will tell you, this is a tough task David Wesley has. He hasn't been in the game in 8 to 9 minutes. Coming in cold and going to be expected to shoulder a little bit of the offensive load. Tough spot to put David Wesley in.
And his facial expression shows it there, too.
Yeah, a little pressure in that face. Armstrong leads, did a creditable job with bad ankle and all. In it comes to Odom. Odom will take Brown inside. Spin move, the jump hook, and the rebound by Brown. Nice play by Odom, it just wouldn't go.
Good defense.
Very good rebound by Brown. I mean, it looks insignificant, but it's very important.
Davis with 9 on the shot clock. With 7. Feeds West. And Baron Davis just taking over the game again. He now has a double-double with 10 assists.
Baron Davis has just been fabulous, Coach.
Well, and particularly throwing that pass in traffic. I mean, you got to throw a catchable pass as well as throwing an accurate pass.
Well, this guy's special. As the end result, it may be 2-2.
You and I noticed Baron Davis is doing everything pretty much going north and south. This is just phenomenal. I don't know if it's as evident on television as it is here live, but he's got really very limited lateral movement.
Well,
and the guy that was so huge tonight, Baron Davis with a double-double, 23 points, 10 assists, played 43 minutes. And so the final here is 96-85. The Hornets win it. Next is game 4, the Timberwolves and Nuggets.